Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are at the Street Woman Fighter Season 2 finale. This is going to be the Global Artist Mission. I know we have our 4 groups in our finals, each tackling a different global artist. Definitely excited about it. Let's go ahead and take a look. We got Bebe in the house. I know they're the ones who they won. Ooh, this is reading similarly to their crew preview. Such a dope track too from Rihanna. Woo! Wow, okay. Okay, come on. Come on. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That was so fun. That was really fun. Okay, so bringing it back from the top here. Bebe, when they show us even do the wordplay, when they're shaking their hair to get it set up, that was super cute. Love that. How they started with this, I think was just fun. It has like this gimmick about it, you know, and I think they did a great job with the peel outs and everything. I think their formation choices, I think their point was to really focus more on the content side, and they definitely show their colors in the essence of their humor and their movement, which I really liked. And then as you see them, they did a great job. Something that I'm huge kudos to them. Their cleanliness is chef's kiss. Loved it. Not only that, when you think about how they're presenting or utilizing the chest and the torso through their grooves, this is the kind of stuff that really, really shows your fluency and maturity as a group. That's just something that you just notice. All of that there. Doom, doom, doom. Like, there is no question that they went over that and nailed and made sure they stop when they need to stop. They rebound where they need to rebound. And it also shows just their cohesion as a group. Here, I love this. It's just a da-da-da-da, boom, and they just pop off in a different way, and it's really captivating where they're focusing more on content, not as much on the formations, which is different than some other groups, and it worked for them, really, you know, and I think my only note is maybe vary up the V formation. We do see that pretty often in this set, but their content and dynamics shift and change it a lot, which is why it's not quite as a bother. Honestly, I think it's super fun. Now that was fun. Da 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 da. So they picked a interesting. They didn't go even counts with it. They went da 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 da, and then they did a single. And that's how they chose to do the add-on. So it was a predictable add-on, but the timing was not predictable. And the groove that they chose is one you normally don't do an add-on with. And so I just think it's so fun. That right there, that goes da 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 ba, and it's a na 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 na. Just this part of the music. Yeah, so they go in into and then they melt it into a different pocket, and they all commit to it 100% of the way. That was really nice too, where they chose to go into more of a spastic, into riding a more grimy pocket, back to the staccato in the upper body. Yeah, so it feels like Bebe. I've seen that kind of movement progression with the girls with their arms out and people using them as a bar. But I think it's just fun. I like seeing it here. Now, having Bada freaking do that, normally we don't see her take a super overly sensual approach like that. But, and I like how they all accented with the hips. It worked really well. And everyone's like, ah! I like that too, where they just frame it all out, presenting multiple levels, and then bringing it back in. Wow. So the wordplay is so nice and tasteful here. That right there, that woo. And because it's an aerial shot, I can't 100% see everything that's going on. And they come back up. But the timing of that was really good, because and right into the next thing. Timing is great, and it was definitely more on the difficult side to be able to hear where the timing of that is. And that's something I'm giving mad kudos to Bebe for, is that they've always brought interesting musicality choices as a group, and I think their content has always been one that's matched their music very well. Of course, there's other criterias of challenges that always factor into that, but you really see Bebe hold their own in every challenge. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they won. In my head, I was subconsciously thinking Bebe will probably take top 2, just based on how they've been holding it down for the entire show. Even since crew previews, the first time I saw them, definitely a strong contender from the forefront. They won Dance Rank Mission, a Dance Rank Mission. They won their K-pop challenge. They definitely, I'd say their weakest performance was their mega crew, but even then it was not countercultural, but it was countercultural in the mega crew criteria sense, right? Where they were taking a different approach. It was good, just not really helping them on the criteria for the challenge itself. Their Whatsapp challenge, a lot of people were receptive to it, and it really helped them there. And their battle mission, they popped off in any way, shape, or form on it. And so I just feel like they've been very strong this entire competition. So I would say if there's any group that would be deserving of taking the top spot, Bebe would definitely be one for sure. I feel like everybody has an arguably equivalent chance for that, but it is of no shock to me, because even here, very captivating, very enjoyable. But you are seeing predictable formations take place. I would say the second half of the routine is where we get to see, they're choosing to use the complete sides of the stage versus just the cinder, which is they're the only group that did that. And I freaking love that, That right there. I love it. I love it. When we've seen this, and they have certain pockets that we have seen before, but that does remind me more of their crew preview, which I like because their costume also tailors to that as well. And just having each feature, boom, over. Also, no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 members. Everybody else has less than them. So they are operating with the most members, which they can do the most with, or it's more to clean. So they do naturally make more of an impact because they have more bodies on stage too. But that doesn't discredit the fact that their performance, all of them are on the same page, which really helps their overall aesthetic stability and cleanliness. Having one person having the feature, and everybody is featured in this, and I love that because it feels like Bebe the crew, and I feel like they really proved their point in the battle mission. They are choosing to do the licking a lot more with their fingers, having that kind of vibe and accents, which works in this track, in these series of tracks, but that's just something I noticed. Now here, I thought we were done, but because I saw it was only minute 24, I knew that we weren't done. I wonder if that's what they wanted to go with. I'm assuming possibly, they're here, boom. No, come on. And they're kind of like, no, we're not done yet. Maybe that's kind of what they're going with. Love the color grade shift here. The lighting is great here with the claps. That's a really great way for them to transition to the next track without it being like we're eating up time. That doesn't feel that way here. It feels very much like y'all join in with us. we're about to really pop off or enjoy ourselves here. Like, I feel like we're getting to, this is Bebe vibing it out and a little bit more humorous. But great, though. I really love it. Now, but we did miss that whole beginning setup, so I can't really speak to that, but we're moving on to this. Very clean, and I just love how they choose when they do their kicks or their accents, they're facing outward instead of just facing front. I think that's a really cool note to point here. With the kicks, notice with the kicks, I think it actually looks like they're going in a circle, but because of the position of the camera having one person front, it does look like they are hitting different aspects of around the room, which they are because they're hitting in a circle. It's an arena style room, really catering to their audience. That right there, it's simple, but effective because they already proved and validated the complexity earlier in the set. Now, we have seen that a lot more. We've seen that a couple of times already in this set, but I think that's kind of what their key point choreo they want to be for this section. I love this, a lot of a lot of tutting framed. That's really impressive because when you see here, they have to go I maybe, but everybody's angle has to be the same. If you have somebody off, you can see that, especially in that type of formation. When you fold it back, this is a harder angle to hit than this angle because we're used to bending our wrists this way, not so much this way. So whenever they choose to go out and then they rotate it around, it is pretty difficult to get everybody in your group to do this. And so it just speaks of impressive. It's just impressive. And even here, everybody's committed to this part. Now, they are, and I think it's a great choice that they're using their hair because the hair is really filling up the space in their transitions as well. Now, they are choosing to do this. You know, I think I've already kind of touched on that. They are choosing to do a lot of this. It's just, that's how they're choosing to be sensual, you know? So I guess my overall note for that is just like they were doing a lot of this in their crew preview. Here, I would say really explore different ways outside of just here or whatever, and maybe just explore just a different avenue of the performance presence up here. But it doesn't really bother me. I don't even think it matters either because it worked for them, obviously. But that's just saying, if there was something to suggest, that would be a suggestion, you know? Yeah, and so we're here, so they're all transitioning, having moments, everyone's kind of bleeding out, and then nice little salsa step, super fun. But then you have my two groups over here. There looks like there's like baby powder or something, so it's creating a really nice effect on the sides, which looks super fun. A bit hard to see because of the confetti. I like that. The camera really helped them here because it could feel pretty empty if you're just looking at it from a full cam shot, possibly. I'm only speculating, educated guess here. But the camera really did a good job of going from my center out to my sides, which is really fun. I love that. This nice little moment. It just looks like they're having a party. And of course, with the confetti and everything, but they're just hitting the music their own way in their own little groups, and I love that. Even with the butt slap. Yeah, the boom, doom, doo, doo, doo. Like, pop off, ladies. And then they finish. Nice little reverb from Bada near the tail end. Everybody's showcasing their vibe, and I love it. Everyone's slightly different, but the levels are there. Love her extension. It's something I remember whenever she did the dance rank mission, having Bada in the forefront. Super, super great from them. Definitely a great run from them. It makes sense at the end of the day why, if you just isolate from the challenge, Bebe's definitely brought it, you know. I would say that Jam Republic also brought it. Everybody brought it in their own way with their global mission. I just think they did look like themselves here, and they matched the music well. They kind of made it their own, you know, and I really like that. And I feel Jam really tributed to Beyonce the most out of everybody. I'd say Mana Queen, the hair and a lot of the style was more Gaga, and then with 1 Mil, they really took a more Barbie-esque approach to Ariana Grande. They did have some nuances of it, but they did feel like themselves too. But I really like what Bebe did because it felt like them, and I think that's kind of the point, right? And that's what I'm able to enjoy, is that I've watched them for this entire season, like for months now, right? And it's just really cool to be able to see so many fingerprints of what we've seen from them over the months, and I just, it's really bittersweet. Like I'm not get emotional about watching these, you know, trying to stay objective, just look at the dance. But it's hard because we are closing a chapter of roller coaster, a ride of emotions and vibes, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. This is just, it's such a bittersweet thing for me because I started reacting to this back in July and now we're here at the end of October. It's been such a long invested amount of time sitting and talking through these crews with you guys, with the discussions, and I really feel that I feel like I've learned so much about so many different communities of people just from reacting to the show, and then also Street Man Fighter in the first season in correspondence to this one. And so I can't wait to, I can wait, but I can't wait to watch the final 4 videos of them demonstrating themselves as a group, because it's going to be very bittersweet for me, because it feels like it'll truly be the end. And but I know that we're going to see them in the future and it's going to be totally fine. But if you want to see more Street Woman Fighter content or Street Man Fighter content, K-pop content, any battle content, what have you, I have it all, a plethora of it on YouTube. I also have it on Patreon, early access. Everything's early access on Patreon. It is there first. And also, this is released, of course, day of, but the final 4 videos are going to be releasing the following day on YouTube, but it'll be all access on Patreon, first come, first serve on that. So if you really are impatient and you don't want to wait for my final 4 analysis on Street Woman Fighter, you can head over to Patreon. It will be there. Thank you guys again. I am Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.